Howdy, y'all. I'm Andrew, and he's Nate, and this is week two of the Policy Corner, and we're here to let you know what went down and what's coming up.
So last week we talked about the staff shortages with respect to home and community-based service providers in social services appropriations this week. And on Wednesday morning, we had a really good turnout. So thanks everyone who showed up to give comments. We thought it was a really, really good conversation. The committee heard some really great comments. And to be honest, Andrew and I have talked, and neither one of us have ever heard a conversation quite like that in social services. We think that right now it sounds, like the legislature or this committee specifically wants to go big on provider rates, but also waiting list funding. So right now, what we would just say is, keep the pressure up. We really appreciate everyone who reached out already, but keep it on for social services for the next week, and then we'll update you on how you can keep that going with executive appropriations.
As seems to be always the case, when Nate brings us up, it's my job to bring us down. So never let anybody say I failed you. On Wednesday, in addition to speaking to the DSPD staffing crisis, we also spoke to the connection between affordable housing and community-based mental health. Unfortunately, other than the superintendent of the Utah State Hospital, we were the only ones talking about mental health at all. This is really, really concerning, given all that we've heard about mental health over the last year, and we would just really encourage everybody to reach out to their senators and representatives and remind them that this is still a really important need and is still out there in the community, and we need to do as much as we can for this extremely vulnerable population.
Hey, so last week we told you that we were going to have bills. So guess what? We have some bills we want to talk about this week. So first off, we're going to start with some education stuff. First, we have HB 113 from Representative Judkins and SB 118 from Senator Fillmore. Last year we had similar bills from Representative Judkins to really increase some special education funding and really direct it where it needs to go. That bill actually had some pretty good success last year. It was the funding that was the problem. Senator Fillmore's bill has a few more pieces to it that we're still trying to work through and really understand to have a better grasp on. But ultimately, when it comes to that funding and increase of funding, we're supportive of that. I think right now, the bigger concern is going to be whether or not they get the funding they need. But our hope is they will get that. And once we have some opportunities to really talk to executive appropriations about that funding, we'll keep you posted on that, because I think that could be really helpful in getting that through. And then on top of that, we have Representative Harrison has HB 114, which will increase the ratio of school nurses from 1 to every 5,000 students to 1 to every 2,000 students. This is going to be a great thing for all students, certainly, but particularly for students with disabilities. We've had a lot of experience over the years with students who, because of a lack of a nurse, wasn't really, that couldn't provide the supports they needed to remain in the classroom. We had a lot of students, being forced into home hospital or just not being able to be in the classroom or whatever it is. And so right now we're just hopeful that something like this could pass to really ensure that all students have access to the school. That's I think, just ensuring better access to school for all students.
Nate just took care of education, and I'm going to give you an update on Representative Jennifer Daly Provo. First, we wanted to give JDP a shout out for her disability ombudsman bill, HB 150, and this is a bill that creates an office housed within DSPD, but with a statewide purview that is charged with educating state employees, private businesses and community groups about the rights and privileges of Utahns with disabilities. It also has the ability to accept and investigate complaints related to potential violations of disability-related laws or rules within the state. We're really, JDP has worked hard on this over the last 2 or 3 years, so we're excited to see it go through, and hopefully it will be able to make a real positive difference for a lot of folks in the next couple of years. The second of her bills that we wanted to bring to your attention is HB 212 healthcare coverage amendments, which expands the current Medicaid work incentive to give much more flexibility in income and assets for folks with disabilities who are working to maintain their Medicaid coverage while they are working. Again, we have a few questions that we're trying to find the answer to and get a few things ironed out. But if we're able to do that in collaboration with others, we're really excited about this, and again, think that it will allow many more people with disabilities to be active and productive members of their community and be able to maintain the healthcare and services that they need to do that. So thanks, JDP.
All right, so always love a good JDP update. With that, as always, thank you everyone for watching. Just a couple of reminders, mostly just to keep an eye out on our webpage. Our bill tracker should be up to date with all the bills we're watching and where they're at now. Our budget tracker will really start to take shape next week with appropriations committees making their recommendations and kind of moving things forward. So you should start to see things on there. So be sure to keep an eye out for things you want to, reach out to your legislators about funding priorities you really care about. And we will do our best to make sure that our meeting calendar is up to date on that website as well. So you can watch out for any of the many wonderful and fun meetings up on, I guess, not up on the hill, in virtual land that you want to keep up to date with. So once again, thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you next week.